Hey, this is Cindy Emmy, and today I'm going to be making a Mod Podge candle holder. Things I used for this project: Mod Podge. I used matte because I like that one. Tissue paper, decorative hole punch, a brush. I used a regular paint brush, but I suggest use a foam brush because I had a lot of problems with regular brush, but it doesn't really matter. And of course, a candle holder of some sort. I like the square ones that are small because they have different sides. So when you're doing one side, you can leave it to dry and then come back to the other side once it's all dry. So pieces of the tissue paper like to tear if they get too wet. This is a very simple project. It is even easier if you're not filming yourself. Most of my mistakes came from making sure everything was on camera. Um, the first thing to do is to punch out a lot of little punches. I did butterflies for this one and one I made for my mother. But you can use whatever design you want. Then you can either start with a layer of Mod Podge and then put a your little tissue paper design on top of it and then Mod Podge over that, or you can just hold the little design down and Mod Podge over it. Both ways work. I've used both. They basically come out looking exactly the same. It's just whatever you're more comfortable with. It's the same when adding tissue paper. It's really just what works for you. If a few pieces and a lot of white space works, go with it. I tend to lean more towards layering a lot and having almost no white space because I like the way it looks when you light a candle on the inside. As you can see from the video, it's really just putting the tissue paper down and Mod Podging over it. You really can't go wrong with it. There was one that I did that I thought was horrible looking, but I gave it to my mother and she really seemed to enjoy it. And one of her friends actually has kind of done the same thing for like Christmas ornaments and stuff. It's a really good way to cheaply make dollar store candle holders or anything really in the dollar store look nice, that you can give it to someone and it won't cost you that much. This project that is on the video is actually something I gave to a friend of mine, and because I wanted to make it look perfect and was having a lot of troubles working around the tripod, I ended up stopping and not videotaping the rest of it. I was going to videotape the end of it, but it took so long for me to do this that I ran out of time and had to actually give it to her. So you do not get to see the end of it, but basically the whole entire project is what is shown on here. You just have to keep Mod Podging all the way around it. It's a little time consuming if you want it to look perfect. If you like a lot of white space, it probably won't take you that much time. But for me, it took a lot of time because I really don't like the white space and I wanted to make sure that the design was shown and layer it correctly. But overall, it ended up looking really nice and I got a hug out of it. So it's really just whatever works for you. I hope you enjoyed this Mod Podge candle holder. This has been Cindy Emmy, and God bless.